Welcome back to the show. Now, Peter, what are we talking about now?
We're going to speak to Victor Velgush, who's just been appointed the president of the I Play Sport organisation. Victor, welcome and congratulations.
Hang on, we're still trying to get Victor on the line.
Okay, well, I'm sure Victor won't be too far away, yes, but I think this is the first time that Victor's been in the role of president, certainly been on the board of the I Play Sport organisation for quite some time. And if you're thinking, I Play Sport, and it's the first time I've heard about them. Well, they used to be called the Blind Sporting Accounts, but in recent times they've changed their name to I Play Sport.
And he's on the line.
Victor, welcome and congratulations.
Hey, thank you so much.
Are you, obviously you're pleased to be elected president or selected as president?
Oh, look, certainly we're very honoured and I guess feel some weight of the responsibility to lead a very passionate group of people there.
What about your time with the board? You've been on the board for a little while, haven't you?
Yeah, I've been on the board for in excess of 4 years.
Yep.
And the last 2 years as vice president.
Okay, so grooming yourself for the organisation, grooming yourself for the role. What about, before we talk about going forward this year, how's it been? Because I guess, it's been a pretty tough economy for all sorts of reasons and all sorts of organisations, and, not-for-profits are probably, finding it pretty tough as well.
Yes. Look, most certainly, Peter, it's always been a competitive space. But lately it's been a shrinking marketplace, and obviously when all the groups and all the organisations are trying for much needed funding, it definitely gets tough. And there's a number of reasons that's happened. Some economic and others legislative, but both of those elements have added a lot of pressure to fundraising non-for-profits like us.
In terms of the year, what would be some of the highlights? The eye-to-eye ball was very successful?
Look, the eye-to-eye ball for me, that was my first event in joining the organisation, so very special for me. And we had by far the most successful event. We had a brilliant theme in the Bollywood theme, and it was well received, and everyone went above and beyond to look great. And we raised a lot of money. We had in excess of 300 people in attendance, which is by far the highest attendance ever in one of those events. And we just had an absolute ball, and we're looking forward to topping it this year. And
generally, those people that come along are in a fairly generous mood, aren't they, in terms of putting their hand in their pockets?
Definitely. We're always grateful. It's not always easy. Yeah, people definitely have a good time, and they definitely show their gratitude without a doubt. And I think we raised once again, in excess of $12,000 just in live auction online, and then all the other fundraising on top of that.
And for people who might know, Victor is the auctioneer and does a splendid job. Victor, what about? I guess you've only just been appointed as president. Any thoughts as to perhaps a couple of things that you're looking to get underway in the next little while? Sure.
Look, the first thing I really want to do is acknowledge the fact that we've had tremendous leadership in the last few years under Brad Jansen, and Brad is now, still is and was then, one of the great, foremost business leaders in this state, and we were fortunate to have his time, which almost money can't buy time, as a leader of the organisation, and as a result of that, we've got in place some very good programs that we've been building toward that can give us sustainable income. And those programs will certainly continue to forward and put those forward, and I guess, from there, I want to get them solid and hopefully get them paying good money, and then add some of my skill set. And I like this organisation that we described, which is in a competitive market space, fighting for funds. I come from a small business, and we're in the same way. We're in a very highly competitive space, and we're always looking to create our point of difference and create our success within that. And I hope that some of that experience I can bring to this role and cause us to succeed, like my own company has been successful as well.
And what about the philosophy or the ethos of the organisation in terms of supporting people who are blind or vision impaired to play sport, and also supporting those who support, if you like, or those who provide opportunities? That's still very much part of your raison d'etre?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, obviously, one of the great things for us is we've had quite a few of the people, the blind and vision impaired athletes that we've been working with, exceedingly being successful in what they do, and we're very grateful for their, feedback and commitment back to us, so we can then, market what we do and then support them. So, one thing that I really want to also highlight is, from my point of view, I'm very excited to be leading what I think is an amazing board, completely voluntary, and people that are all, at the peak of their professions, whether it be IT or accounting or marketing, and these are serious professionals with huge knowledge that are contributing their time, their energy, and also some of them even their own financial resources to help this organisation. So, that, plus probably the best CEO that I've ever worked with, and I worked with a few in different organisations in Raj, a very, very exciting year ahead, I think, for us.
Regina Vason, one of the ladies who has got the most energy of anyone you'd meet. I don't know how many people would keep up with her.
She's tremendous, and you give her a spark and she'll light it into a fire, and it's great and it's very exciting. And we've already had several meetings together, the two of us, planning and looking at what we want to do. And in 2016, we've got a lot of good things, a lot of good things ahead of us. And look, one of the things that is key and key to why am I involved with this organisation is that it's one of the uniquenesses here is we actually are set up to deliver a lot of money to our recipients, and there's a lot of charities. I don't want to say anything negative about other charities. A lot of very good, excellent charities that we all support, that I support personally and as an organisation. But many of them are not set up anywhere near as well as us. We've got our premises and overheads. We haven't paid any overheads or premises or rent for over 3 years. Our board is amazing quality and all volunteer, and we're set up to deliver about 90% of all money that we're able to raise back to the recipients, which I think is almost unheard of in this industry. So to me, it's very exciting to raise the money, because I know the money's going to go straight there. I just also want to acknowledge Work Skill, Logic Plus, IT, and Quattro for their support, because without that, we wouldn't have that low operating cost, low overhead, and we wouldn't be able to have that kind of result that I'm just discussing, or pointing out.
And Victor, with that 90% going back, I mean, when people are giving money, it must be very reassuring to know that 90% of what they're giving is actually going to go to what the organisation is set up for, not being lost in admin costs, etc., etc.
I think that's one of the biggest concerns when we speak to people, that South Australians and Australians are some of the most generous people on the planet, but it is disheartening when they learn that, the person that's collecting the money is taking, 60%, and an organisation taking more. And by the time it actually gets to the recipient, we're talking about, a single-digit percentage points that get to the recipient. And, of course, as well-intentioned as that is, it's not ideal. If you're giving $1 and someone, and 8 cents is being received by the person you gave it to. In our situation, you give $1 and 90 cents will get to the person that you gave it to. And look, I want to credit Brad for some of that thoughtfulness in creating programs that are very low overhead and very high yielding programs that actually can do that. Because a lot of things that you do cost a lot of money, and we're doing our best, but you have to be smart enough to actually create those programs that yield that kind of result. So.
Victor, give yourself a plug. Your real estate business, how's it going? I guess we probably having a little bit of a break over the Christmas New Year period.
Look, we don't, to be honest. We go flat out until the 31st of December, and in our situation, a lot of people are visiting their friends and relatives from interstate and overseas here in Adelaide. Also, we've got people that are so busy during the year that they've got time, wives and husbands talk to each other this time of year, and they make decisions and things happen. So we're on red alert this next, 2 weeks to sell, and then we have a little break in early January for a week or so. But yeah, the agents certainly don't stop. I mean, refined real estate. Actually, a small plug to say that we've just been crowned Agency of the Year for South Australia.
Oh, well done!
Australia's medium agency, and one of our guys, who's a absolute champ, has just been named Salesperson of the Year for Adelaide CBD and Eastern Suburbs.
Terrific.
So Yeah, very good. We're very, very happy. And look, the other thing is that, fortunately for me, in having an organisation like that, we have events, like we have our annual movie night, and we raised quite a bit of money for I Play Sport at the movie night, along with a few other charities. We also have our Through the Bay fun run where we gave away, I think, 4,500 icebox this year, along with some other things. And again, we're able to, contribute and promote, I Play Sport. So I guess the organisation, Refined Real Estate, gives me an opportunity to piggyback and put forward the charity side of it even more than I could as a person, as an individual.
Terrific. Victor, Congratulations again. Well done. And if people want to look up Refined Real Estate as far as buying, selling or renting a property, they can get in touch. You've got a phone number before you go?
8357 9001, or just refined.com.au, or if you put in Victor Real Estate Adelaide, you'll have a whole bunch of stuff come up, and the real estate agents don't hide very well. We were everywhere. It's not hard to find.
Certainly are.
But look, the reality is that my focus here is, I really want to put a good year or two in and see if we can make a real difference to this organisation and get some money to some very deserving people who and I guess from my point of view, participating in sport is participating in life. If you cut off from being able to participate in sport and socialise, it's a huge loss. I look at it from my life. It's been a central core feature. I think, it's the Australian way. We're very active, sports-minded country, and that's why this theme, this organisation has such cut-through and penetration that a lot of people are surprised at how many people do get behind us, and we've got some great South Australian businesses that are getting behind us.
Terrific. Victor, well done. We'll catch up next year.
Lovely. Thanks so much.
Victor Velgush there, who's the president, recently elected president of the I Play Sport organisation.
We'll come back after the short break and we'll talk matters library.